Welcome back to News here on ARISENEWS. Surrogacy has been described as a selfless act that brings joy to countless families across the world, but often enshrouded in stigma and misconceptions. It is a process where a woman carries and gives birth to a child for another person or couple, and despite its increase in popularity and success, the practice remains a topic of controversy and misunderstanding. It is therefore necessary to address these misconceptions, educate the public, dispel the myths surrounding this remarkable journey, and support those who choose that path to build their families. It is hoped that by breaking down these barriers and dispelling misconceptions, one can create a society that embraces surrogacy with love, acceptance, and gratitude. Olarunke Thaddeus is the founder, Meet Surrogate Mothers, and she joins us to discuss how to overcome the stigma and misconception around surrogacy. I want to say thank you very much for joining us on the News Day.
Thank you for having me.
All right, the issue of surrogacy, I'm sure the practice has been going on in Nigeria for quite a while, but it has only just come to light, or the popularity of it has just come to light in recent years. And people still grapple with that particular fact that if it is not coming from you, it is technically not yours, but that goes against the complete school of thought and the science of surrogacy. Talk to us about these misconceptions and the stigma that still follows surrogacy here in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you once more for having me. The surrogacy practice in Nigeria is as old as the existence of IVF practice in Nigeria itself. Wow. Yes, so the fact that it is just coming or becoming subject of discussion shows that a lot of us, like my agency, for instance, we're doing a lot of awareness, talking about the need for women who truly need surrogacy to embrace it without shame. Okay, so it's a practice that has been in existence. And medically speaking, there are a lot of women that truly this is their path to have children. These are women that has problem with their wombs. These are women maybe with series of fibroids, surgery done, and this has caused them to have scar tissues on the lining of their uterus. Women with series of miscarriages. Some women are born without womb as well. Some women, they've had their womb removed in the process of surgeries, of doing one surgery or the other. A whole lot of medical reasons to do surrogacy. And the beautiful thing about it is that IVF is a medical technology that will avail any couple or individual to have children that is genetically or that are genetically related to them. Okay, so in the time past, maybe in the olden days, you might talk about traditional surrogacy where somebody would need to have sexual intercourse with the woman to be able to get pregnant. But in this present age, IVF has come to stay. So with the eggs of the woman and the sperm of the intending father, then embryos can be generated in the IVF lab. And these embryos will be transferred into the surrogate mother. And this technically means that the surrogate mother is not genetically related to the baby she's carrying. It is, she's just like an incubator, so she carries the pregnancy and she gives birth to the baby.
All right, Olarunke, still on the historical aspect of surrogacy in Nigeria, it is said that the act is not legally acknowledged in Nigeria, although it is not expressly prohibited as well. It is not a crime. It is not. So how does one, relate to that concept, that school of thought, as it were?
Okay. So the truth is that surrogacy, it is not illegal. It is being practiced everywhere in the world. Yes, there might be some certain rules and regulation in some other places, but in Nigeria, there is no law that forbids surrogacy. But however, there is IVF regulations, rules and regulations, and surrogacy still falls under IVF practice. Okay, so but it is just very, very necessary that if you want to embark on surrogacy, yes, there should be a contract in place. If you're working with agency like my agency, Meet Surrogate Mothers, for instance, we have our contracts being prepared. Because we practice anonymous surrogacy, that implies that you don't necessarily have to know who the surrogate mother is. So we are in between the intending parents and the surrogate mother. So the intending parents will sign contracts with us. The surrogate mother will sign contract with us. And these contracts are legally binding because I have had reasons in the time past, even of recent, to use the contracts, and it's not just some piece of paper. So you have a contract signed if you want to embark on surrogacy, and you'll be protected.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned contracts. The reason why is that because I've heard of stories concerning this whole surrogacy thing, and also the fact that at the point of probably appending your signature to the contract, you might not fully understand for the incubator, so to speak, what she is going through. And that bond that wells up between a mother and a child, that the woman now decides, I don't think I want to give up this child anymore. Have you experienced such? And how do you navigate such murky waters?
Okay, I think in movies those exist. I have never seen. Honestly speaking, I have never seen. I've been practicing surrogacy for over a decade now, and I have never seen one. Our surrogate mothers are well informed. They know they are doing this, yes, for altruistic satisfaction. Okay, a lot of them are happy helping another woman, to carry their pregnancy, to have their babies, okay? And, who is a surrogate mother herself? She's a woman. She's a mother. She has given birth to her own kids. She has her own children, okay?
So not first-time mothers?
No, not first-time mothers. These are experienced women that are successfully giving birth to their children. So they are coming to help another woman out. They are not coming to lay claims on the baby because the baby is not genetically theirs in the first place. So our surrogate mothers, they are well informed. They know this, and we don't entertain any bond whatsoever. As soon as they deliver the baby, yes, the baby goes to the intended parents immediately.
So they're not even given the opportunity to hold the baby for 2 seconds? No. Just feel the baby before letting go of the baby?
They don't need to, because...
Okay. Now, not too long ago, the UK government made a decision to stop all adoptions from Nigeria, citing unethical behaviors and unregulated procedures, as it were. So, can you reflect on areas of due diligence regarding surrogacy in Nigeria that, people have to follow to ensure it comes out positive?
Okay, I've had a lot of couples, individuals from UK coming to our agency to do surrogacy, and the documentation process, I normally say, should be thorough, okay? So we have documentation for embassy purpose, starting from when they come into our facility. We start keeping all this record because technically, every embassy now, they are at alert because of issues of child trafficking, human trafficking. So their antenna is up. So you just need to be able to prove to them, that yes, this is truly surrogacy, and we have every medical document to prove to them. Once these documents are submitted, and they are able to verify. Sometimes they call, sometimes they will visit. Like I remember last week, they visited one of our facility. Even US Embassy came visiting just to confirm, verify. Once they are able to verify that these informations are right, they don't have any reason not to grant your baby, whether British visa or what's it called, the card, or passports. Yeah.
All right, you've been mentioning all this. Sounds quite interesting and an adventure, but I must presume that it doesn't come cheap, just like IVF.
Of course.
So for those that will be listening to you, how much will it set you back if you decide to go on this particular journey from start to finish?
Okay. I would rather not talk about fee, but just like you have said, IVF itself is not cheap.
Cheap, yes.
Yeah.
It's not
so
cheap.
yeah, so also is surrogacy. Okay. So, but it's not something that is not affordable. With good economical planning, you could have this done.
So okay, so put
And
it side by side.
it could range depending on the type of surrogacy or the type of IVF, that would be
You were
done.
about to give me a number. It could range from.
No.
Okay, so if you were to put it side by side, you were to advise people. Of course, you are speaking of surrogacy today, maybe. But if you were to advise people, which is safer and which is more assured? Because we've heard about failures when people have gone for the IVF process, and it could be painful also. Yes. So, do you advise people to go for surrogacy over doing the IVF treatment?
Okay. So the option to carry your pregnancy or not to carry your pregnancy is going to be determined by your doctor. Okay. So like I said earlier on, there are medical reasons to venture into surrogacy. So if, for instance, you don't have womb, or you've removed your womb, or you have issues with your womb, or you have medical issues that pregnancy would complicate, and yes, your doctors would advise you not to go through the route of carrying your pregnancy yourself. So surrogacy becomes a very good option for that kind of person. But if nothing is wrong with you, I do say womb is womb, okay? So, yes, it is the same womb that the surrogate mother is carrying that also you have. If you are medically fit and you don't think you have any psychological or emotional problem, okay, and you don't have any medical reason to go into surrogacy, then why not? You can carry your pregnancy as a woman.
Interesting discussions there. Unfortunately, we're just about to wrap up out of time for this segment. Olarunke Thaddeus, founder, Meet Surrogate Mothers Agency, would like to thank you for this very interesting topic.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.